This is Badass Billy Gunn, 11-time WWE Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Hardcore Champion, and you're listening to IcoPod. You gotta hear this. And if you're not listening to this, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
And we're back with episode 84 of IcoPod. I'm Bob Conley Jr. And with me, as always, is Austin Skinner. Austin, how it be?
It be okay. Now that I'm done waiting for you to have your fucking football afternoon.
Wow. Listen, You're the guy that made plans on a Thursday to go see the movie It, Chapter 2.
Yeah.
When you know that Thursdays are our days. And you blew that off to hang out with these alleged friends that you've made in Orlando, which I think is a bold-faced lie. And I was nice enough to rearrange my busy schedule, ask permission from my girlfriend to do this. She isn't in the room currently, but she'll be returning. She'll be returning to the living room and will be shooting daggers at me with her eyes. I am sure of it. She has 2 knives on the table. She's been sharpening them since 1 p.m.
With a stone.
Yes, there's an iron plugged in. She's probably going to heat him up. And she's probably going to stab me.
No, you know what she's saying? She's got the iron plug. Bob, come take a bath.
Yeah.
Come here. Come scrub up.
Well, and the funny thing is I'd definitely get tricked into it. I am too tall to take a bath in my bathtub, but I would probably get tricked into it, not realizing that she's going to kill me.
Absolutely.
Though I don't know how successful that would be because half of my body sticks out of my bathtub. So I might be paralyzed.
That's almost worse.
Right. I'd rather be dead.
Right. Than be Sid leg.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, hey, she's coming. All right.
Oh, yeah. So IcoPod.
IcoPod. Yeah, man, this is great. No one's talking about wrestling. Oh, hey. Oh, she just gave me a roll of the ice. We're in trouble.
Well, yeah, there we go, folks. It's over before it even started.
Yeah, she's biting her bottom lip. Just tilted her head to the left. Oh, boy.
So, anywho.
Yeah, this is brutal. This is tough.
Hopefully you all out there are having a better time than Bob right now. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome in. If it's your first episode, you got a lot of listening to do, pal.
This will be my last episode.
Correct. So what you're going to want to do is, before Bob is, definitely offed by his significant other, you're going to want to go back to the old Podbean page, click more episodes, and say episode 1. Can't promise you it's going to be good, but our beginning's always good. Not really. No. It matters how you end. And if we end with this one, I hope it's a good one.
Our beginning episodes would have us, rustling around with paper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Those were the good days.
Right. Sitting knee to knee.
Yeah. With one microphone.
Yeah. I know what you were trying to pull. Okay. That's why I'm in Florida. We have 2 separate microphones and we do this shit over Skype.
You felt a spark. You know it.
Yeah. A spark that lit my fucking rocket all the way to Florida.
That's right, because you couldn't face the fact that you may be in love with another man.
Yeah, I was falling for you, okay?
I knew it.
You want to tell everybody? There you go. Okay?
That's the only reason why you keep on doing this show.
Some bitch.
Yeah. I have more depressing news. I don't have the Vince Russo update because he hasn't really done anything.
Is he dead?
No, he's not dead. He just hasn't produced any new ridiculous art.
So maybe his art career is dead.
No, I feel like he's going to go full steam for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that Christmas time rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right.
Smart, well, we'll see. It's a smart business plan.
Well, he was the most successful wrestling writer of all time, so.
Yeah. Most successful in terms of, ruining a business. So it's fine. It's okay.
Speaking of ruining a business, I think we get down to the brass tacks here, Bob.
What are you trying to say? Did I ruin something?
No, the syndication might have, though.
That might be next week's. All right, so let's get into it, though. You're right. Observer notes. Brett and Owen, their marathon matches are being reported as being disappointing. Which I think I've seen the one from Long Island. And to be fair, it was kind of boring.
Let's be serious. Is any marathon match really super good?
I really like the Triple H Rock one from Judgment Day 2000. Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle on SmackDown was pretty good.
I can't say that I've ever gone out of my way to watch a marathon match.
I don't like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart at WrestleMania 12.
That's the only one that I'd kind of be willing to sit there and watch.
Well, at some point we will have to watch that. So.
Correct. But yeah, man, so I guess I'm not super surprised by that. I'm surprised that maybe the live crowd isn't into it a little bit more. You know, especially if they're going there to watch this shit.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's hard. It's really hard to keep people's attention for 10 minutes, let alone 60 or 30, depending on the case. So,
didn't Chris Benoit and Triple H have one on a Raw?
I feel like they did.
And I think Benoit won it.
I feel like they did do that.
Yeah.
But I want to say, was that a 30-minute one?
No, I think that was a full hour.
That was a full hour? Well, regardless. I've never gone. I'll restate my claim here. I've never gone out of my way to watch an Iron Man match or a marathon match.
But if you were to, it would be Shawn and Brett.
It would be. Yeah, just because I really like those two. And WrestleMania 12 in general is hit or miss. And that's, for me, one of the hits. So. I
don't know. I feel like they didn't really...
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn.
I just looked it up real quick. Benoit and Triple H did, in fact, have a 60-minute Iron Man match July 26, 2004 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
So it was a full hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if there's any commercial breaks for that. I'd have to think there were.
Nope, not one.
No. Nope, no, absolutely not.
Fucking no. That's when Trump was running Raw, so he had the commercial-free Raw.
That'd be a good time to do that.
Yep.
When I did that. The WWF Tag Team Champions Head Shrinkers have been defending against Double Trouble instead of the Heavenly Bodies due to Jimmy Del Rey's current injury.
Boo.
So that's fun. Chris Benoit is being considered for a babyface tag team push. I don't know who he'd be teaming with, but that was a rumored scenario.
Let alone push, because, he hasn't even fucking debuted.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even think he's had a tryout yet. I think he has a tryout like next year. I don't think it was 94 that he did that. The July 4th edition of Raw, which, if I remember correctly, featured Tatanka and Jeff Jarrett, that got a 2.4 rating. These are ratings These are ratings I'm getting from the Observer. I feel like I might have noted these previously, and we were both shocked by some of the numbers. These are actually from the Observer that I was able to find.
Okay.
So July 4th Raw got a 2.4 rating. The following week, the July 11th Raw, which was in fact last week's episode, which featured Bret Hart defending the WWF World Championship against the 1-2-3 Kid, got a 3.0 rating.
Oh, I was kind of hoping for a little bit higher.
I was hoping for like a 3.3 or a 3.5.
Yeah, 3.3. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of a disappointing number, I would say.
Yeah, kind of. For sure.
Let's go to some house show notes. There's two of them. They did not take place on the same day, though. Over in Germany on July 13th, 1994, in front of 6,000 fans. The card for that event featured Sparky Plug taking on Atom Bomb, WWF Women's Champion Alundra Blaze defending against Luna Vachon, Jeff Jarrett in singles action against Doink the Clown, Mabel battling Bam Bam Bigelow, Lex Luger continuing his feud with Crush, the Smoking Guns squaring off against Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, and the main event saw WWF Intercontinental Champion Diesel defending against Razor Ramon.
Deutschland.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my gut and say I'm skipping this one. There's not enough variety. I like when we've talked about it before because it's been a couple times now. I like the idea of guns versus
the Express.
The Express. I like that idea. I like the idea of Razor Diesel on top.
Mm-hmm.
But like everything else, man, a ticket to Germany ain't fucking cheap.
No.
I think I'm skipping.
I think I'm going to skip that one as well. Let's go to the Philippines on July 14th.
The Philippines?
Yeah, this is in the Philippines.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're going crazy places in the summer of 94. The attendance figure here is 10,000, and it featured the following matches. 1, 2, 3 Kid taking on Quang. This one's an odd one. Bushwhacker Luke and Coco Beware taking on Reno Riggins and Barry Horowitz.
Oh, my fucking God.
So that happened. Rick Martel taking on Jim Powers. The Undertaker battling Yokozuna. Tatanka in singles action against the Barbarian. WWF Tag Team Champions, the Headshrinkers, defending against Well Done. In the main event, WWF World Champion Bret Hart defending against Owen Hart.
What a random fucking hodgepodge card that is.
Yeah.
That doesn't even feel like 1994.
No, it kind of feels like the type of card you would see at your local high school, like we mentioned a couple weeks ago.
10,000 people fucking went out to see that.
Yeah. I don't understand the Bushwhacker Luke Coco Beware deal.
Oh, God.
That's so bizarre.
Jesus.
And then I'm assuming that the Philippines must not have television there, because the Undertaker is the real Undertaker.
Mm.
So
is it the real Yokozuna?
I would hope so.
Okay. Not Yoko Claus?
No.
Oh, then I definitely ain't going.
I don't think I would go to either one of these shows.
Yeah, in all seriousness, I'm sure the atmosphere was pretty interesting in the Philippines, 10,000 people. But even still, man, that card's probably even rougher than the first. So, yeah, I guess we're sitting our asses home.
Which is kind of a bummer.
For sure.
For both of those. Fun fact, though, about house shows, there's actually a house show tonight in Syracuse, New York.
Oh.
That I'm not going to, which is like the first time in, I don't know, probably 10 years or so.
Holy shit.
Well, when your main event is Seth Rollins against Baron Corbin in a street fight, I think I'm going to pass.
Is Hogan 98 money going?
Of course Hogan 98 money's going. He's his girlfriend is trying to convince him not to go. And he's like, you know what? I have to go. And I was like, no, you don't.
Oof.
And he's like, I haven't missed one in 15 years. And I was like, well, if you're going to start missing them, now's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he is in fact going.
Fucking A.
That leads us into some syndication in the next 2 weeks. So this week and next week, there's kind of a decent amount of stuff here. So let's power through it. On the July 16th edition of Superstars, vignettes promoting Bob Backlund and Abe Knuckleball Schwartz were aired. Schwartz is being played by the Brooklyn Brawler. And in case you don't know who Knuckleball Schwartz is, he is a disgruntled baseball player because baseball is currently on strike.
Are you looking for a rebuttal there for me?
I was hoping maybe you would be intrigued by it. Maybe, profess your infatuation with Brooklyn Brawler or Bob Backlund.
So there's only a couple things that jump to my head when I think of the absolute shittiest gimmick that I can think of. It's a very select few because you can make an argument for almost everything. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, coming out to the ring with a softball painted on your face and a full rip-off Yankees gear set just to me, at least again, this is my opinion. Sorry to all the Schwartz fans out there. That's unexcusable. I can't show anybody that who has never seen wrestling before and then be like, wow, that's fucking cool. There is no curb appeal to Abe Knuckleball Schwartz. If as a matter of fact, it's the opposite. Like if you meet somebody and they're like, you know what? I really want to fucking hate wrestling. I got it. Come with me. Let me show you some shit.
Yeah.
I'm showing them that. Unexcusable, no interest. I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it. No. Absolutely not.
No, I don't like it either. But I feel like it's a pretty good piece for the new generation.
Oh yeah, fits right in.
You know? Brooklyn Brawler. Perfect.
Yeah.
Same thing with Bob Backlund, the same man that convinced me for about 3 weeks that he should be in the main event at WrestleMania 9, only to then break my heart and really show off that he is in fact 45 years old and he's not a good wrestler. Is returning to the company. Well,
I hope he comes back and at least like his trunks fit, because I'm sick of it looking like a loose diaper. You know what I mean? This fucking guy. If you got some trunks to fit, Nikolai Volkov's there. Who gives a fuck? Bring them all back. Chief J Strongbow, stop being the manager. Come on in the ring. It's the new generation, dude. Bring them on. Let's go.
What a horrible scenario of Chief J Strongbow back in the ring.
Dude, bring him on. What's Luthez doing in 94?
I think Luthez actually wrestled a match in like 1999 or something crazy.
All right, dude. Fucking let's go.
Put him out there.
Want to be in the corporation, dude? We'll put a little Sense logo on your tights. Get in the ring.
We'll give you some money into your. We'll put some money into your retirement plan. That way you're good to go.
Catch can wrestling. Let's fucking go. 1994, baby.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
I can get behind it. I support it.
I want to get behind a 9mm when I read this shit.
On the same edition of Superstars, there was a Heartbreak Hotel segment. Of course, that's what Shawn Michaels hosts. And this week, his guest was Tatanka. Of course, Michaels makes sure to poke fun at Tatanka's hair. But Tatanka has some earth-shattering news. And he makes it known that he doesn't have a problem with Shawn, but a problem could very well arise between them. Tatanka's news will shock the world. And he's going to talk about a man that once was his friend, and that man is Lex Luger. Tatanka reveals that Luger has in fact sold out to Ted DiBiase, and boy, Tatanka is pissed about it. Michaels doesn't want Tatanka to spread vicious and hurtful lies on his show. He wants Tatanka to supply proof. So we see footage of proof. DiBiase was talking to Lawler, and DiBiase revealed that he bought Lex Luger already. And he apparently offered a deal that Luger simply could not refuse. Michaels calls Luger a moron and says that Lex has finally seen the light. Michaels lists the guys involved with DiBiase, which include Volkov, Bam Bam Bigelow, Undertaker, and now Lex Luger. He gives DiBiase some credit. Tatanka says he knows Luger wants championship gold, and he notes that Diesel has a title match against Lex Luger on Monday. Shawn says that Shawn looks rather nervous about maybe Luger potentially beating Diesel for the title, and then Tatanka suggests not to take DiBiase too lightly. So Tatanka is a jilted lover here. Apparently, his best friend has betrayed him. You're snoozing.
Huh? What?
Oh, you're not intrigued by Tatanka revealing that his buddy old pal kind of sold out to the $1 Million Man?
Who gives a fuck? I hope he did. We're going to turn this ship around.
It would be the greatest thing that Lex Luger ever did if you were to do that.
Throw the tights down. Bring him into the ring, throw him down. This is the American flag. Fuck it. Pulls up the black tights. They got the little money sign on the side. You know what perfection is? My bank account, buddy. and call it a day. So I don't know, dude. I don't get why. First of all, why isn't Tatanka minding his own fucking business? Okay.
Well, because he cares about the fans, and he doesn't want their hero to now be a greedy bastard.
Well, then why is he wrestling? Does he not get a paycheck? What do they do? Just do tributes to his fucking tribe?
I don't get your disappointment in this. He does not. It would be like we're friends, and then you turn your back to some evil guy, and then I go around telling everybody that you did that because I don't want them to like you anymore.
Yeah, so you're the bad guy, not me.
How am I the bad guy? You're the guy that did the bad stuff.
No, you're like the snitch.
I'm not the snitch.
Just let me get the money. You stay over there. I'll fucking get the money.
If you give me a cut of it or something.
No, well, now we're fucking talking logically now.
Yeah, then that's different. Like
exactly.
If you got like $100,000 and you want to throw me like 70 to 80% of it, I'm down.
Yeah, well, you got to think in Lex's mind. Is he going to give money to the Native American? What's he going to do? Put it in his longhouse? No. So Lex is going to keep all the money. Tatanka, you stay over there. You're getting a check every couple of weeks. That's your money. You don't worry about my money. I'm Lex Luger.
Well, what kind of blows my mind is I feel like on television they weren't ever really portrayed as like best friends.
No.
So I don't know.
They tagged like once.
I don't even know if they have. Have they tagged together? I don't even know.
They were on the same Survivor Series team.
Oh, weren't they? Right. I think. Yeah. What? No, were they?
Well, it was Lex, Undertaker, Tatanka. Oh, but Tatanka got removed.
He got removed, right? Because of the Yoko thing. So it was like the Steiners, Taker, and Luger.
Mm-hmm.
So no.
Okay.
Because Luger didn't run out to save him in time.
Right. Right. Yeah. So that's where this shit's stemming from.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can just see the promo now. Well, Lex, I didn't forget. Remember Halloween 1993? And then Luger's gonna be like, dude, that was like last year. Relax.
Trick or treat.
Yeah. Like, let it go. Ludwig Borga doesn't even work here anymore.
That's true.
Like, we're good.
That's true. Yeah, I don't care about any of this. I don't.
I think it's a weak storyline because if they had maybe presented Tatanka and Luger as best buds prior to any of this, I can maybe understand. But nothing on television to ever suggest that.
No.
On the same edition of July 16th edition of Superstars, clearly a very busy episode for syndication. Yokozuna squared off against Typhoon in a singles match. You may recall that recently on Raw they had a confrontation. Typhoon might have punched him in the face, and it was a pull apart. But we get the match on Superstars instead of Raw. Yokozuna hammers away on Typhoon. As soon as he gets into the ring, Typhoon drops Yoko with a clothesline, and Yoko nearly stumbles out of the ring. At this point, we get a USA chant, and the camera guy decides to go to a shot of a kid holding a Bret Hart action figure. I mean, he's Canadian, so I mean, no part of this really plays a part into the match. Yoko chokes Typhoon to regain control of the bout. Typhoon avoids a splash in the corner, and he hits a splash of his own. Typhoon nearly wins with a clothesline and drops an elbow for another 2 count. Yoko attempts a scoop slam, but Typhoon lands on top of Yoko. Crush has made his way down to the ring at this point, and he trips Typhoon to cause a disqualification. After the match, Typhoon attacks Crush and splashes Yokozuna in the corner. Typhoon rams Yoko into Crush head first, but Yoko stops Typhoon with a belly-to-belly suplex, and both Yoko and Crush deliver leg drops several times to keep Typhoon laid out. So really not much of a match here. 2 big guys that aren't very mobile. I personally didn't really enjoy it. I don't understand the aftermath of getting heat on Typhoon for Yokozuna, because if we go into SummerSlam 1994 and it's Yokozuna against Typhoon, that would be monumentally horrible.
Okay. I only have a couple things on this.
Okay.
First of all, hearing JR and King together is really weird in 1994. Yeah. Kind of takes you out of it a little bit. Yokozuna looks completely out of shape. He's like barely able to lift his leg to do kicks. The stumbling false spot against the ropes. Yoko's raking eyes, which why is Yokozuna having to rake eyes? I don't know. Crush comes down for the save. It's like, I just don't see why Typhoon needs to be put over this big, as he's like taking down both guys and then just crushing Yoko, double team him. I'm pretty sure I hated everything about this. There's no reason to have it. It's not even like you're going to get a good matchup out of it. Yoko has completely given up, obviously. Typhoon, like, kind of has some fire, but, like, it's Typhoon, so, like, he doesn't really have anything to offer, even though he's got a little fire. And Crush is just in the mix. Like, there he is. Here he comes. So it's just, I don't know. For all three of these guys, I don't know if there's anything for them at this point.
I think Typhoon is clearly taking the role of Earthquake, what Earthquake was supposed to be. And what's unfortunate is that Typhoon is about 450% worse than Earthquake. So I have no investment or interest in anything that Typhoon ever does.
Yeah. Right,
and
exactly.
As a result, it just makes Typhoon look like a scrub.
That's the thing. Like, okay, you're going to give him a little bit of momentum and then just kill it immediately.
Yeah.
Because, like, why not?
Yeah. I'm telling you, the booking for WWF throughout the years has been phenomenal. They don't ever make mistakes, and it's completely logical. They are really good at continuation.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and maintaining interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't top that.
Well, it's funny because I think a lot of the times people look at like even the Attitude Era, especially the Attitude Era. I think a lot of people see things through rose-colored glasses. You know what I mean? But you compare this era to, say, 94. Maybe 94 is a little bit more palatable because you did have more of a vast variance in talent. Looks, sizes, strengths, weaknesses. But really, is it that much better or is it that much worse? I don't know.
It's funny you mentioned that because I've been watching some Sunday Night Heat from 1998, which is like prime Attitude Era. And I have to say that the majority of the matches are about between 30 to 45 seconds long. And they're always like a DQ finish or just something just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, I would take this stuff over a 45-minute Gangrel Midian match.
And see, so that's the thing. I think it all boils down to opinion and preference. But at the same time, looking at it unbiasedly, the WWF/E has stayed pretty consistent in their flaws. Yeah. So, I think right here is a prime example of you go from Brett and Owen shit to Yoko Typhoon shit. You go from nowadays, I don't even know like who's good. You go from that, and then you go to Baron Corbin shit. Yeah. So it is what it is. I try not to dwell too much on the negatives. I try to focus more on the positives, but it's pretty fucking tough sometimes. Let me tell you.
The funny thing is too, though, is that there's still a few people that actually enjoyed that match, the Yokozuna Typhoon.
No, completely.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. You know what I mean?
Right. Completely.
But
completely.
It's just kind of a weird. I don't know. Brett Owen, I don't know, but like Typhoon Yoko, totally into it.
And you know what? It sounds ridiculous, but there's probably a 60-year-old man in that audience who's saying, "I can't fucking wait to see these two giants collide."
The visual, I can understand.
Sure.
Speaking of visuals, we have one more match, and it's the July 17th edition of Wrestling Challenge. It features the WWF Tag Team Champions Head Shrinkers defending against Well Done. We haven't seen Well Done probably quite a while.
Yeah.
They don't even have entrance music.
Right.
They did, in fact, though, get one of those special dun 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 head shrinkers. Bum, 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 bum. Well done. And the only way I know that is because I saw on Twitter via the Monsoon Classic profile, which is a great both Twitter profile and YouTube channel. I saw them both posted on there, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. They made it seem like this was the main event of SummerSlam.
Well, isn't it?
Well, let's find out. Well Done. They attack the Head Shrinkers from behind, but then they get sent into each other and met with a scoop slam and clothesline. Fatu and Well legally start the match with Well hitting a DDT, but Fatu no-sells it and he headbutts Well. Dunn then tags into the match and is backed into the corner by Samu. Dunn clotheslines Samu into the corner to maintain control of the match. Samu stops Dunn with a clothesline coming out of the corner. Samu continues with the scoop slam and a falling headbutt for a 2 count. Samu headbutts Dunn and rams Dunn into Fatu's head. Head Shrinkers chop Dunn in the corner. Well chokes Fatu in the corner, allowing Dunn to deliver a spinning heel kick. Well Done nail Fatu with a double clothesline, causing Fatu to spin in midair, a classic oversell. Dunn hits a top rope spinning elbow strike for a 2 count. Fatu clotheslines Well Done and tags in Samu. Samu cleans house with right hands. Samu backdrops Dunn and then decks Well with a clothesline. Samu rams Well Done into each other. Fatu savant kicks Dunn to the floor, and then Well gets a double facebuster to the mat. Fatu comes off the top rope, and he hits Well with a splash to win the match. Realistically, it's not too bad. I thought Well Done kind of bumped Well for the Head Shrinkers. And it's, I wouldn't say an extended squash match, but it's primarily the Head Shrinkers looking pretty good. Goes about 5 minutes or so. Not the worst thing ever, but I don't know if I would have made it a title match, and I don't know if I would have made a special video package promoting it because it didn't really justify it. But if you ignore all that and you ignore the lukewarm crowd to it, not a horrible exhibition for the Head Shrinkers on television. What did you think of it, Austin?
You know what? I'll agree with you. I think it was surprisingly competitive, especially for a team like Well Done, who we basically still don't know. Like, we don't know who these fucking guys are. For some reason, this came off looking really house show. Like, the production quality was not good. And as soon as Well Done comes out accompanied by Harvey Whippleman, they're not going anywhere. So that's like the death nail in the coffin. So, it is what it is. And you know what? Dunn worked over Fatu for a good couple of minutes, it seemed like, and I was surprised. It might have only been a minute. But they got a good showing, even though, they're not going to win. So it is what it is. I could never buy Well Done as a serious threat to the tag team titles at this point. But I'm surprised at how well they meshed with the Head Shrinkers. So I didn't mind it. I don't think like you said, I don't think it was horrible.
Which honestly is really surprising. I feel like more times than not, Well Done just bore me to tears.
Yeah, like, who cares? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's coming from a guy that's seen them in Smoky Mountain. And you know how Smoky Mountain's a soft spot for me. But even there, they weren't all that enjoyable. So
yeah.
Arguably, to me, this is probably one of the better matches. So we'll see kind of maybe how Well Done goes on from here. But let's get into Monday Night Raw. This is the July 18th, 1994 edition. We are still taped from Bushkill, Pennsylvania. Jim Ross and Randy Savage welcome everyone to the show. Ross notes that tonight we will have an Intercontinental Championship match, which in fact starts off the show. Opening contest is WWF Intercontinental Champion Diesel defending against Lex Luger. They lock up, but neither man gets the advantage, and they let go of the hold twice. Diesel backs Luger into the ropes and ends up shoving Luger to the floor through the middle rope. Luger with a shoulder ram from the apron and takes Diesel down with a sunset flip for a near fall. Diesel with a knee lift to Luger's midsection and delivers a few right hands in the corner and follows up with some side elbows. Diesel chokes Luger for a few seconds. Luger drives Diesel down with a power slam for a 2 count. Luger manages to punch Diesel through the middle rope to the floor. Diesel talks to Shawn Michaels and they trip Luger. Diesel drags Luger to the floor, and Luger rams Diesel face first into the apron. Luger goes for a backdrop, but Diesel blocks. He goes for a bar bomb, but Luger backdrops the champion. Luger charges, but misses a crossbody and flies over the top to the floor, which is usually a pretty funny visual, and it didn't fail here either. Diesel scoop slams Luger on the floor, and he taunts the fans. The referee is distracted in the ring, and Shawn Michaels is allowed to clothesline Luger on the floor. We see Ted DiBiase is watching the match from the balcony as Raw goes to commercial. At this point, when we return, DiBiase has left the area that he was watching the match. Diesel drops Luger with snake eyes across the top turnbuckle and gets a 2 count. Diesel chokes Luger across the middle of the rope and jumps down across Luger's back for another near fall. Diesel controls Luger with a rear chin lock in the middle of the ring. Luger elbows out of a chin lock, but runs into a big boot. Diesel drops an elbow and gets a 2 count. Diesel catches Luger coming out the ropes with a sleeper hold as the fans are strongly behind Luger at this point. Diesel keeps the hold on Luger as Luger gets up to his feet. Diesel is able to send Luger chest first into the corner, and he goes back to the sleeper hold. Luger gets out of the sleeper hold with a back suplex. He has a series of right hands and clotheslines. Luger ducks a big boot, and he plants Diesel with a DDT for a 2 count. Luger leaps off the middle rope and clotheslines Diesel for another near fall. Luger runs into a big boot in the corner. Luger sends Diesel into the corner, and the champ runs into the referee. Luger has a torture rack on Diesel, but Shawn Michaels enters the ring, and he super kicks Luger on the back. Michaels wakes up the referee, and Diesel goes for the cover. The referee makes the count, but Luger kicks out at 2. They start trading right hands as Razor Ramon comes to ringside, and he chases Michaels around the ring. Michaels enters the rings and is punched by Luger. This leads to all 4 men in the ring as the referee calls for the bell. After the match, Ramon drops Diesel with a right hand. Michaels tries to get a shot in, but Ramon spins around and Michaels backs off. Diesel double sledges Ramon from behind, and Michaels super kicks Ramon. And Michaels stomps away on Ramon and goes for the pile driver, but Luger enters the ring and he cleans house to save Ramon. We then see a disappointed Ted DiBiase at the top of the aisleway to essentially kind of end the segment. So quite a bit going on here between Diesel and Luger. Not so much really in the ring because they relied on the sleeper hold for most of the second half of the match. The visual, though, and you might have noticed that I kind of chuckled when I described it, of Ted DiBiase watching Luger's match from the balcony. It looked like in high school, the kid that got rejected by the girl, and she's on a date with another guy, and he's just like peeking over, like, is she enjoying herself? I don't know. Like, he didn't want to be seen. And it was just like, dude, this is just coming across really weird.
Like, for me, man, the way I interpreted it, it was like, have you ever seen like the original like Scooby-Doo Where Are You show?
Yeah, I think so.
And it's like the bad guys in the background. It's like, doo-doo, doo-doo.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he's like watching, and it's like, fuck, I knew that's the guy under the mask. Yeah. It's like, that's what Ted DiBiase is. He's like the villain the whole time, like the sketchy guy. And it's like, dude, we know you're the villain at the end. We know you're going to get fucking revealed. That's what oh my God, that's what it felt like. Yeah. I was laughing as soon as I saw it because it's like a wide shot of the ring, right? And they fucking slowly pan in, and it's like through the ceiling lights, you can see Ted like peeking out of blinds or some shit. Like he's just peeking out. Like here he is, Ted DiBiase at the top of the fucking arena. So funny. Just so ridiculous. Like really? Like why couldn't he just been standing at the top of the aisleway the whole time? Like why is he?
Yeah, he had to go behind the bleachers or whatever is set up there.
Yeah.
Like behind the fan. Like just a weird way of watching the match. I would have had him go to the aisleway from the get-go. But it would seem maybe from the aftermath that, I mean, a Shawn, Diesel, Luger, Ramon somehow four-way tag team feud or something. I don't know. The match though with Luger and Diesel, I mean, I didn't really enjoy it that much. Primarily because Luger's super awkward. I mean, his DDT is just weird. It looks like he's an old man trying to brace himself for hitting the ground. He just doesn't flow very well to me at all.
No, I agree. And Diesel's already kind of awkward and just big anyway. So you kind of know what to expect going into this one. You're not going to get fucking Brett 1-2-3 Kid.
Yeah.
I wish they would have hid a little bit more of the negatives. Although I'll tell you what, Lex looked like extra jacked for this match. He looked big. So I don't know if he's kind of said, hey, let's not talk about those interviews and I'm going to do what I got to do again to kind of beef it up a little bit. But that's what it's looking like. So there was a point too in the match that I wanted to note that it looked like a little exchange of maybe some legit heat between the two, and Diesel kept kind of like pawing at Luger's face. And I feel like Luger kind of bounced out of the second rope and was like, dude, like chill. And then Diesel like shoved him back. So I don't know. I thought that was good. If they're acting, like, okay, I'll give them props there. But it seemed kind of like Lex was getting pissed off a little bit.
Yeah.
I suspected a schmozz finish from the beginning. A lot of stalling in the second half, like you covered. And I'll tell you what, Shawn waking up the ref, Diesel crawling over to make the pin, but only getting a near fall. I'm thinking right there, they're going to give Lex Luger the fucking IC belt. Like, if Diesel didn't just win from that screwed fit, like, I thought for sure. Okay, Lex is winning the belt. Let's see how this goes. Wasn't expecting Razor to come down. I like that he did trace Shawn around the ring. Shawn gets nailed by Lex, and then it is kind of like the pull apart. I don't know how much interest I have in Diesel Lex, Shawn Lex, anything Lex with any of these guys.
Yeah.
So I feel like with Lex Luger, he needs to be in there with somebody who can accentuate his positives. And unfortunately, for just the positioning alone, unless maybe Shawn Michaels, like I don't really see it with any of these guys. I don't think Lex is on that level with any of these guys.
Yeah, there's no way that Luger is on the level of any of them, and that includes Diesel.
Yeah, that includes him.
I was really hoping that Diesel would have cleanly beat Lex Luger here.
So was I.
Just because it's so evident that Luger's on the decline.
Completely.
And it's like borderline free falling.
Yeah.
That there's still like some level of value for Diesel to pin him.
Yes.
And since Diesel's on the rise, obviously, he should be beating somebody like Lex Luger.
Agreed.
And if Luger's feuding with a guy like Tatanka, him losing to someone like Diesel isn't going to hurt him because Diesel's above him anyway.
Yes, I agree.
But I understand why they did the whole schmozz bullshit. But if I was booking it, I'm like, you guys can run this match, but Diesel, you're doing the powerbomb. You're going clean. Luger, you're my mid-card guy. Diesel's not my mid-card guy. This is how we make money.
Historically, kind of going out into the weeds a little bit. Historically, is Luger like is he a power player backstage or what?
I would say maybe WCW wise, yes.
Like late WCW?
No, I would say like before, like 90. I would probably 90 to 92.
Okay.
Because when Flair was there, I feel like Luger had no stroke because it was all, Rick was doing everything. But when Rick left for WWF, and Luger was champion, he had stroke, and that's why he was able to not work any matches from December 91 until Super Brawl 92, because he was the champion. He was just like, I don't have a contract. My last obligation is to drop the title of this thing, and that's what I'm going to do.
See, and I'm thinking the most stroke he ever had was when he was like total package. Like that's it, just total package. Like he just will do what he wants.
I mean, this is all speculation. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, he could have been a huge power move guy, but I feel like if he were to, he wouldn't have been the WCW champion for a week.
Right.
That one time in 97.
Right.
Or, in 98 to pretty much nothing the entire time.
Yeah.
So I think I think a lot of his WCW run, at least the first year or so, was to prove hey, I'm here for the right intentions. And after that, he was probably like, listen, I have my $600,000 contract. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to beat Buff Bagwell every week for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then go home.
Okay.
That's how I would interpret it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. But I just feel like here, maybe that some of that's at work. Because really, how else do you validate not having Luger get pinned? Like, what is the benefits?
I think what it comes down to is Vince McMahon is obsessed with the, pretty boy, goody two shoes, American babyface role.
Yeah.
Like, that's just that's always been his, bread and butter and what he's always focused on.
Right.
So I feel like for him, he's probably thinking, I need to keep Luger strong because who knows when I have to go back to him. Similar to like with Bret Hart. I feel like he always knew that at some point he had to go back to Bret. No matter the situation.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's weird. I don't, and again, I think Luger right now is in the spot he needs to be, mid-card, middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Especially with the track record at this point. But Diesel is on the ascend. So Diesel needs to ascend over guys like Lex Luger. And just like you said, if Lex's main feud moving forward, at least for TV, is going to be Tatanka, him losing to Diesel doesn't really discredit much. Because Tatanka's pretty cooled off at this point.
I would say that this is the WWF showing that they have more value in Luger. Like, they see him as a bigger deal than what the fans would.
Yeah. No, that's for sure.
And when that happens, though, I mean, I would have to think you tend to make mistakes.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is they've put money into Lex. So I think they're holding on to the idea of, hey, it hasn't paid off yet, but the money's coming. And it's like they're holding on to that. And it's like, I don't think the money's coming. I think the money, if it was coming, should have came a long time ago, but we didn't pull the trigger. So it's not. You can only have a guy lose so many times as an all-American hero before people are like, fuck, how much is it to move to Canada? Because Bret Hart's the fucking champion.
Right. You
know what I mean? Look at our guy and then look at their guy. Like, fuck. Our guy is a fucking loser and in denial. So I don't know. For me, I 100% agree with you. I think that Diesel should have gone over clean as a fucking whistle. And nobody is the wiser. But that's not what we got.
Sometimes they just make it more complicated than it has to be.
Completely.
Jim Ross and Randy Savage talk about the facial expressions of Ted DiBiase when Luger didn't win the title, kind of speculating, what does he think? What's going on here? Disappointed. All these things. Let's go to our second match. It's Mabel taking on Austin Steele.
Hey, I'm not a Ric Flair ripoff.
No, you're not. Austin Steele is, though.
Oh, completely.
Pretty much what you'd expect from Mabel, who looked... During his entrance, he just looks really weird to me now with like his, bleach blonde hair. Is just the way he's vibing is kind of creeping me out a little bit. He drives Steele down with a sidewalk slam to win the enhancement match. I don't mind Mabel in a singles role, but I'm sure Mo will come back. What did you think of Mabel's enhancement match?
It's nothing stand out. It was decent. But when you see a guy that size, you want him, face or not, you want him to throw the fucking guy around the ring. And a guy like Austin Steele, you're not necessarily going to throw around the ring because he ain't in the best of shape. So I think you're already starting behind the 8 ball there. Enhancement matches just haven't been the same for about a year. I remember several matches for Yokozuna, for the Steiners, Head Trigger, like all these matches where it was like, holy shit, the star looks like a fucking star. The enhancement guy bumped his ass off and looked like he died. That was awesome. We don't get those anymore. Not as much thought, very obviously and very evidently, is being put into these. It's kind of like a TV filler. Like, hey, we got time to fill. Who do we need to shine? Okay, put Mabel out there. Oh, well, who's his opponent? Just pick one. No, man. There's an art to that, and they had it, and now I feel like they've lost it.
Yeah.
Because, again, this, you could fast forward and not miss anything. Nothing dynamic happens. Nothing makes me want to sit there on my couch and stay tuned into this. I'd rather get up and go get another slice of pizza or go pee or, whatever. So, I don't know. It is what it is. That's maybe because I'm not a huge Mabel fan. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but really there's been nothing of substance yet. And I'm an impatient guy. So, there it was.
I think for me, considering he's such a big guy, that his style doesn't fit him very well.
Well, I feel like he's trying to be more athletic than he needs to be.
Yeah.
He's trying to be Bam Bam Bigelow, but he's like a size and a half larger than Bam Bam Bigelow. I
feel like he's trying to be a 500-pound 1-2-3 kid.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah,
he's like throwing drop kicks. And
or like the spinning heel kick, which is a cool visual. But, if I'm a promoter, I don't really think I want my 500-pound guy doing a spinning heel kick.
Not only that, when you have a guy like 1-2-3 Kid on your show, no matter how fucking good you do it, you ain't doing it better than 1-2-3 Kid.
No.
So why even go there? Why even try? Why even make that association?
Right.
Don't put yourself in that boat, Especially at 500 pounds. Come on.
Yeah. Maybe he'll learn. He'll learn the style that he needs to portray.
We'll see.
Might only take him 5 years, but he'll get there. SummerSlam 1994 report with Todd Pettengill is up next, and he goes over the event, which we'll see Undertaker versus The Undertaker in the main event. Also, WWF World Champion Bret Hart will, in fact, be defending the championship against Owen Hart inside of a steel cage.
I popped big for that, baby.
It's about time. I'm a sucker for a cage match.
Yeah.
Don't you forget it. Todd asks Jim Ross and Savage if the cage will prevent the Hart family from getting into the match. Savage doesn't think it will.
Really quick, too, here, I wanted to make note. We did see a Bret Hart IcoPro ad. It's the first time we've seen that in quite a long time. Also, for those interested, the number to get your tickets to the SummerSlam Spectacular, taking place a couple Mondays from now, the actual pay-per-view itself. That number being 312-559-1212. Get your tickets because they ain't sold out yet.
I do like how Savage was like, no, I think they'll still get in the match.
I mean, Bruce will, for sure.
Bruce will find a way. Stu will probably...
He'll be shaking the door, like opening it. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll keep on slamming in people's faces. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of bugged me that Bret and Owen were given the also on the show.
Yes.
Like a secondary type of deal.
Do you think Undertaker versus Undertaker is closing the show?
Wow. Well, they said the main event, so I would have to assume it would.
I'm thinking that Domino specifically said, hey, we'll deliver SummerSlam, but you're delivering us Undertaker versus Undertaker as the last match of the night. And after really thinking about it and smelling the pepperoni, Vince was like, you know what? You got yourself a goddamn deal. We're giving it to you hot and ready, and that ain't even your slogan.
That's your competitor.
That's right. Undertaker versus Undertaker, you fucking got it. So that's bullshit. That's going to go over just about as well as Piper Lawler did as the main event.
Oh, man.
So I don't know if I'm looking forward to that to watch it crash and burn or be pissed off about it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
It's funny you bring up Piper Lawler because is this if Undertaker does main event, is this arguably the worst back-to-back main events in pay-per-view history for WWF?
Two biggest misfires that I think we've seen.
I would have to think so, right?
How do you not put the thing you've invested the most time and effort into?
Like
in Brett and
literally,
Owen.
Yeah, like you've literally been promoting that since November. The beginning, like the end of November. I don't know.
Fuck Domino's. Fuck Domino's.
Domino's has good pizza.
No.
Yeah, they do.
And they also don't have good taste in fucking main events.
Well, that I agree with, but their pizza's not bad for $5.99 online. That's right, folks.
You get what you pay for.
I'm trying to do an ad here, okay? If you go to Domino's.com, that's right. For $5.99, you can mix and match large cheese pizzas. You can get one topping. That's right. But it's $5.99 at your local Domino's. It's way cheaper than going into your Domino's. So get it delivered. $5.99. Domino's.com. We deliver.
You picking Domino's over Little Caesars?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. Fuck Little Caesars.
Little Caesars is by far some of the worst pizza I've ever had in my life. Now it's convenient as all hell because number one, it's like $5 and it's already made. So you can just go there. Can I get a pizza? They're like, yeah, just take out this little heater thing and then hit the bricks. I used to do that in college all the time. It wrecked my stomach.
Oh yeah. You're definitely eating cancer, basically. Are you picking Pizza Hut over Little Caesars?
Oh man, you know what? It's been a long time since I've had Pizza Hut pizza. So I guess I'd go Little Caesars.
I think as greasy as it is
for pizza, right?
I think I'm still picking fucking Pizza Hut.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Because I remember the time I did have pizza. Grease is like an understatement. Like it was a flood of just grease.
You could put those on the floor and like skate over to work.
Yeah.
Two slices is all you need.
Fuck
a bike.
Yeah, I would rather take the cardboard tasting cheese of Little Caesars than the thick, disgusting grease.
Thick sheen of grease.
Yeah. I actually had Twin Trees pizza on Thursday, and it's so fucking good. So good.
But that's a niche. Not everybody's going to know about that. But it's like, Pizza Hut. People are like, oh, Bob, how fast? How'd you get to work so fast today? What do you drive? 2018 two-topping meat lovers.
How much did that cost you? $7.99.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like $7.99?
Yeah.
Great.
So I don't know. I guess not necessarily fuck Domino's, but for this main event, fuck Domino's.
Right. And we are proud to have Domino's as a sponsor. Let's go to our third contest. It's Owen Hart taking on Reno Riggins. Lately with these enhancement matches, I've just been giving the finishes. I know you're a big Owen Hart fan. So what did you think of Owen Hart taking on Reno Riggins?
I didn't really put too much thought into it, honestly. Owen's on his way to the ring with Anvil. He's got it all. I don't like that he's already ditched the King gear, though.
That stuff always bugs me.
Yeah.
If you're especially for Owen, rock with it.
Especially for Owen. Usually he never has a problem doing that. So I'm kind of bummed about that. He took over quick, but it seemed like he was making it more about enticing the crowd than having a match with Reno. This enhancement match definitely felt more about getting Owen's character over rather than his in-ring work, which I don't think is bad. We know Owen can have a good match. Owen locks in the sharpshooter. Reno taps out really quick. We get a quick win here. Again, it's nothing stand out. And we know Owen can have a good enhancement match. And we know Reno Riggins is more than capable of delivering that enhancement match. But that didn't seem like what they were really going for here. So I was kind of bummed out. Almost like a wasted Owen Hart appearance, in my opinion.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. To me, this is the type of match where the association with Neidhart really doesn't catapult him.
Yes.
I feel like Neidhart really weighs him down more.
Makes him feel second rate.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. It doesn't help that Neidhart is arguably bigger in size than him.
Oh, yeah.
So that doesn't really help either. But I mean, Owen's obviously really good in the ring, and I can appreciate it, but I would hope that they would have better direction and better ways of enhancing him than what they did here.
You know what? It almost feels like that match was supposed to be for Anvil, but at the last minute they were like, "Oh, we haven't had Owen wrestle in a while. Owen, you have the match."
Yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like. So obviously it wasn't the best showing for Owen.
Maybe they feel like Owen Brett wouldn't draw as the main event. Maybe they think Taker is the way to go.
I don't know, and that could be. I mean, that definitely could be.
Especially if the house show matches have been disappointing.
Right, and really, I mean, let's think about it. Owen Hart, as much as we both like him, is still kind of unproven.
Sure.
You know, it is a little bit of a gamble in a business sense. I 100% understand that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a cage match. It's brother versus brother. It's the WWF Championship. It should go on last.
Old school way of thinking about it, and I completely agree.
Exactly.
We get a video promoting next week's show. It will feature Adam Bomb. Hey, remember, he's a guy that wrestles for WWF.
I know.
Adam Bomb will be wrestling Yokozuna.
Fuck.
And we will also see Tatanka in singles action against Nikolai Volkov.
Fuck.
So next week's episode, going to be loads of fun.
God damn it.
Can't wait for that.
Let's just put on the record right now. If Adam Bomb fucking loses, fire his ass.
I mean,
if he loses, he's fired. You just go.
What's the point? Yeah.
Because it's obvious, because they even make mention here. Adam Bomb minus Harvey Whippleman. So, okay, now we're going to try face. It's obvious to me. If he fucking loses his first face match, fucking fire him.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he isn't buried now, after a failed face turn match, dude, you can't come back from that. Reno Riggins has more pull than you do on the fucking.
You know what's funny is here's a prime example, folks. If you think Austin's wrong, just look at Lex Luger. His first babyface match was against Yokozuna at SummerSlam 93. And guess what? He didn't fucking win.
And there you go.
And look at him now.
There you fucking go. It's like drinking the fucking poison, eating the forbidden fruit.
Right.
You're fucked.
Yep. So Adam Bomb, please win and don't be like Lex Luger.
Yeah.
That's all we ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to our fourth contest of the evening. It's Sparky Plug taking on George South. Luckily, Plug is able to prevail here, and he wins following a top rope crossbody. I don't know. I mean, there's something about Plug that I like. I do. There is something. I felt like it was match with Jim Neidhart on Wrestling Challenge the other week. Yeah. Wasn't too bad.
Right.
There's something there that makes me feel like, you know what? Sparky Plug could be a really good low mid-card guy. And I think he could be.
Well, and here's the thing.
The race car gimmicks kind of drive me nuts.
Oh my God. And the whole thing is, so first of all, he's getting an enhancement match. Last couple of times we've seen Sparky, he's been the enhancement guy.
Yeah.
So this feels a little out of place. Yeah. With that said, it doesn't help that Savage is doing more USA movie plugs during his match. Mm-hmm. So that's knocking him down a peg. But I 100% agree with you, and I think I know what it is. It's that Bob Sparkplug Holly has more steam in the ring than probably 90% of the guys on the roster. This fucker bumps hard. He's fast. He's fucking strong. When he bumps and stands back up, he's up before the other guy. And he's sound. His skills are sound, especially since the first time we seen him. He's way more comfortable in the ring. So, with the basics, you know that there's clay there to mold. We're just molding it incorrectly. We're turning it into something that it doesn't need to be. But there is something there. Because he's dependable. You know, he's malleable. There's something that you can do with him. He does have those basics. Like I said, he is strong. He's fast. I just think there's a lot of pegs working against him. So for him to work and for him to stick around, a lot of shit's got to change.
The best dropkick in the business.
Yikes.
Sparky plug.
I don't know about that, but he's pretty
plug.
So
let's go to the best commentator in the business. Todd Pettengill returns. You almost spit your water out. Todd Pettengill returns and he goes over the recent happenings with The Undertaker. We go back to the Royal Rumble where Undertaker said that he would not rest in peace. Of course, that was following his loss to Yokozuna in a casket match. We get the same old little highlight bits here. Several people have been claiming they've seen The Undertaker in public places. Last month on Superstars, Ted DiBiase revealed that he had found The Undertaker and brought him back. And then we heard from Paul Bearer saying he's not convinced that DiBiase has the real Undertaker. You're not a fan of this angle. I'm not a fan of this angle. It's going to be the main event of SummerSlam. Should be fun.
I just don't get it. I don't. Who wants to see that? 5-year-olds? Who believes it? Fucking nobody. Domino's don't even believe it. Because in the ad, it's not Undertaker promo picture with Undertaker promo picture. It's Undertaker promo picture with like shattered glass with the same Undertaker promo picture. It's not really a fucking real thing. Okay.
I'm glad you noticed that because it's just flipped.
Come on. It's not a real thing. They don't even want to admit it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break. And then to bring up all the, oh my God.
It's so funny.
All the sightings and they fucking cycle through them all. And it's like, are you shitting me? This should have never been mentioned fucking again. Now you're using it to hype up the main event of SummerSlam. I want a refund already and I haven't even bought the pay-per-view. Because fuck that. I don't care. I don't care how good your pizza is, Domino's. Your fucking match blows. Okay? Deliver me something better than that. Or I'm going to get my DiGiorno. At least they'll give me Bret Hart, Owen Hart in a fucking steel cage match.
Yeah, DiGiorno's not bad either, by the way.
Yeah. So, fuck.
Good stuff. Yeah, folks, we're not liking it. I hope that you guys don't like it either. So, if you do like it, you should just stop listening now. Let's go to the main event. It's Bam Bam Bigelow taking on Gary Saba. Bigelow is able to win the match following a $1 million dream bulldog. That's the best way I could describe it. I don't know if that's going to be his new move or something.
It was dumb. It looked dumb.
Yeah, I would rather him just do the top rope diving headbutt like he's been doing or had been doing.
Yeah.
Just don't do the slingshot splash one that he was doing there. That that was awkward the one time he did it. So
yeah. Bam Bam looks quick and impactful. I don't like the pairing of him and Ted. To me, it doesn't make sense. I feel like Bam Bam Bigelow is a guy who's like, give me that $100 bill, I'll eat it. I don't give a fuck about your money. And then beats Ted up. So I don't know. It's like a tamed beast. I don't buy that. The finish was horrible. It didn't look good. It didn't look impactful. And it's too bad that Bam Bam basically is a footnote for Ted DiBiase. It's not really about Bam Bam. He is an accessory. And that sucks. Because that's a guy who could make a very big difference on your roster. And he's, again, another one of those guys who is a long way away from his full potential.
He is a prime example of someone poorly booked almost from the get-go. Mm-hmm. He should be so much more than what he is. And I don't even know. I think I'm past the point of frustration for the guy. It's kind of getting to a point where if they're like Bam Bam Bigelow's on this week edition of Raw or Superstars or whatever, it's like, okay. I mean, I'm not excited to see him anymore. Like I don't want to. I don't want to watch a Bam Bam Bigelow match.
Exactly. You know? Which is so drastic from, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I watched fucking November to Remember.
What, 97 probably?
Yeah. And just to watch Bam Bam destroy Spike Dudley and then leave. And
no, that wasn't November to Remember. You're talking about Hardcore Heaven 97.
Hardcore Heaven 97. I'm sorry. And just leave is like, he could be doing that. You could be doing the exact same thing and making fucking money with Bam Bam Bigelow.
Absolutely. And the funny thing, so you mentioned that. So they do all this bullshit with him now. His run in ECW from 97, 98, I think we've talked about already.
Yeah.
To me is, arguably his best stuff.
I agree. So. I agree. And it's so funny because stack that, matches with Taz and all these guys, stack that against Bam Bam Bigelow's 93, 94. It's fucking it's laughable.
Yeah, it's not even remotely close.
Not even close. Yeah. Not even close.
We go to Ted DiBiase. He's standing with Jim Ross and Randy Savage at ringside. Ross says that DiBiase was talking to Luger in the backstage area. DiBiase admits to have been talking to Luger backstage, but doesn't think it's a big deal. DiBiase says that he has a big announcement, and he will reveal that announcement this weekend on Superstars. Tatanka comes down, and he wants DiBiase to tell everyone the news. Tatanka says he isn't stupid and has heard DiBiase promise Luger everything. DiBiase thinks Tatanka is jealous of Luger. DiBiase taunts Tatanka that he couldn't beat Luger on his best day. He then offers a bet to Tatanka that he can't beat Nikolai Volkov next week, and he puts up $10,000. Tatanka accepts the bet. And that kind of wraps up the July 18th edition of Raw. I don't know, man. Tatanka, he is he's an annoying little shit.
He's just such an anchor.
Yeah.
I just don't know, character-wise, why Tatanka's taking this shit so personal. Like there's no reason. There's no fucking reason. Unless he's jealous. And Ted even says that. Like, you're just jealous that I don't want to buy you. Ted basically saying, yeah, you fucking suck.
Which would make sense, because he could be like, why don't you want to, freaking Luger hasn't won anything. How come you don't want to give me money?
Right.
But what is weird for me is that leading all into this, Tatanka, I feel like didn't really talk too much. He would cut promos or whatever, but he wasn't overly talking.
Yes.
And so it wasn't a big deal. But now when he's like continually whining, like that's getting under my skin.
He's overexposed himself.
Yeah. And he's not a good talker.
No.
Because maybe that's not even what they're trying to do, but that's what he's come across as.
Right.
And it's just I miss the days when I liked Tatanka.
And it's so funny.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, it's so funny because as I'm kind of sitting here listening to all this bullshit, I'm thinking in my head, if I knew that this is where we'd be now, I would have appreciated Tatanka a lot more back then.
Right.
Because that might have been like prime time Tatanka.
I think it was.
And now that we're getting this, it's like, oh my God, I didn't think I liked him before. Now I fucking can't stand this fucking guy.
And what's bad about it though is like I'm now on like the same side as you. Where they're gonna be like, hey, it's Tatanka against whoever. And I'm just gonna be like, no, because the way that he talks and his promo ability and all that stuff is just not fun. He doesn't talk, the way that he's doing all this wouldn't bring me into the arena, even to see him get his butt kicked, because he's just is a kind of annoying character at this point.
And not only that, like especially for Tatanka, the look was a big part of it.
Yep.
He's out of shape. He ain't dyeing the hair anymore. It's just like, this fucking guy's giving up. So I'm giving up. I was never given a fuck in the first place, but now I really don't give a fuck. I just don't care. And now you're telling me I'm supposed to tune into Raw next week to see Nikolai Volkov, his soft, shitty body, taking on Tatanka, who is more than barrel-chested at this point. I don't care to see that. As a matter of fact, you're basically telling me next week I should probably skip Raw. You're doing the opposite.
Yeah, that for anything that they've talked about that's going to be on Raw next week, I'm not excited about it. And we're doing a great job of suggesting that people listening to us should even listen to next week's episode because it's probably going to be absolute garbage, but that tends to be our most entertaining ones.
And you know what? Not for nothing, too. I'm seeing too much of Ted. I feel like Ted's in every segment, every interview, every backstage. Like, holy fuck. Could you imagine being the live audience watching two shows back to back? How many times you got to hear money, money, money? And like, oh my fucking God, fuck this guy. I'm sick of this shit.
That is such a great point. You're absolutely right. He's been overexposed to the max. The last 3 weeks, I feel like it's been nothing but Ted DiBiase ever since King of the Ring.
Dude, it's insanity. And I'm sorry, but I don't think Ted's that good.
No.
So just give me a fucking break. New generation, Ted DiBiase. Yeah, okay, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Just no. This whole corporation fucking arching storyline with fucking Undertaker main eventing with fuck off with all that. Stop ruining the summer of 94 for me. Please, Ted DiBiase. Fucking please stop. This is supposed to be the good times, god damn it.
I love Ted, but you're right. He can't be on there.
No.
So much. It's too much. Too much. It's too much for me. So.
And then oppositely, what do we see, Brett? Once a fucking month?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe once every 6 weeks.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So needless to say, though, for this week, I mean, we didn't even really get a major talking segment, which was weird. Like, there was no King's Court.
Yeah.
So,
no interviews, really, unless you count the last little bit there.
Right. I would say this was a subpar episode as well, though. I don't think it was all that entertaining. The feature match with Luger Diesel wasn't all that fun. And then the enhancement matches, for the most part, were just kind of there. You know, nothing to really get me amped up for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you. It was a decent episode of Raw. We've seen worse. I do like that SummerSlam continues to flesh out. Like, we're getting a little bit more of the card. I am looking forward to see what direction Bomb heads into. Because, hey, if this shit works, maybe we'll get something cool out of it. Who knows? I'm going to stay optimistic, although I kind of know what the fucking deal is usually. But, you know, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, see what happens. I thought the Diesel, Shawn, Razor, Lex stuff was a little confusing. But it was a hook to start the show, so it is what it is. I just hope that SummerSlam ends up being the card that we deserve. Like, we're holding out for SummerSlam. I hope they deliver with something we deserve. And I ain't talking about Domino's delivering. WWF needs to deliver. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
They gotta deliver the goods.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Just to give you guys an update, we recently did Spring Stampede 1994 live watch. Expect Super Raw 4 to be maybe released this coming Thursday. You're probably listening to this. I don't even know what day it would technically fall on. But if it's a Monday, look at it maybe Thursday. Let me look at my calendar real quick. And I can maybe guesstimate what day. Maybe Thursday the 19th. That will be happening. And then ideally, I would probably we'll probably release Spring Stampede 94 the same week as SummerSlam 94. I feel like that's it'll be a little treat, I guess you could say. That's what
a little Halloween treat.
Yeah, there you Do you have anything else for episode 85, Austin?
Hopefully, Bob, from here, it's onward and upward as we move into the late summer, early fall 1994, with 95 creeping right up around the corner. I can't believe how late we are into the year. I feel like we just changed the logo. We just started 94, and we're already at SummerSlam, basically. So it's been a quick year. It's been a year of ups and downs, but I'm holding out hope. So everybody else should too.
Yeah, and when we're done with SummerSlam, we're actually, when we return to like normal Raws and whatnot, we're already in mid-September.
Yeah.
So we'll be at the end of the year pretty much in no time. So then the live watches for the pay-per-views will make that journey significantly faster and better for us moving forward. And we hope that you guys are enjoying the podcast. As always, you can leave reviews on our iTunes page or Facebook, or you can just get in contact with us and praise us directly. We certainly enjoy it. I also want to point out right now, a couple weeks ago, I mentioned my father, his health issues, and several people reached out to me that listened to the podcast and wished him well and and we're glad that everything was okay. And I appreciate those people reaching out.
Yeah.
To kind of, touch up on that. So I do appreciate it. And, it shows that, maybe we're not just a podcast, we're all friends. I'm like Lance Russell. We're all friends.
We're all the corporation together.
That's right. When you're NWO, you're NWO friend. When you're IcoPod, you're a brother. For Austin Skinner, I'm Bob Conley Jr. And this has been an episode of IcoPod.
You gotta hear it.